Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for stopping by. Today it's Saturday the 5th of December. I'm on the central/south promenade and this is going to be another bygone days and memories video. Now in my last video we talked about games and toys and I finished off meandering on into TV advertising. And I did promise that the next video would be about old adverts. And I stood for a little bit of time and I was thinking about old adverts and I thought, what are 3 adverts that I specifically remember from growing up? Also 3 adverts what I think everybody else would remember growing up. And the 3 I came up with, the first advert, I think everybody will know it and remember it, the Advert's lemonade advert. You know, the one with Elvis Costello's dad in it when he comes down the stairs singing "I'm a secret lemonade drinker" and he walks down the stairs. And I'm not going to go through the whole song because that'd just be beyond painful and everybody would end up unsubscribing because I couldn't sing a note in tune if my life depended on it. But the Advert's lemonade advert, I think everybody remembers that one. Then there was the Hovis advert that was set in Yorkshire but not actually filmed in Yorkshire from what I can gather, with the little boy with the butcher's bike and the bread deliveries on his bike, and he says something like, "We're like delivering bread to the top of the world." A grand ride back though, and the advert ends with him just freewheeling down the cobbly hill. So I think everybody remembers that one. Another one, which I would think absolutely everybody will remember, was the shake and vac. You know, with the very happy, excited woman. And she's like, "New shake and vac from Glady's here." Then she goes into full-on song and dance singing, took the shake and vac and put the freshness back. That used to be my absolute favourite as a kid. I just loved the way she twirled and sang. And I still like that advert today. There were a few more iconic ones. I'm sure there's many that I can't recall right now, but if people mention them in the comments, I'll be like, oh yeah, of course. There was the Skål Lager one, when you had all the Vikings and they used to sing Skål, 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 the Skål song. Very easy lyrics to learn. And then there was the Trio advert for the little Trio chocolate bars where they had the little cartoon girl screaming and she'd be like, "Trio, Trio," and she would just scream her head off. That was quite a well-known one. And who remembers the Cresta adverts for the Cresta Pop with the cool-looking polar bear with the shades? And it'd be like, "Cresta, it's frothy, man." And I think back then adverts, some of them, they were really memorable. Whoever wrote them and scripted them and arranged them really knew their stuff for sure. I mean, they were very talented people. Another thing that sticks in my mind, not so much any specific advert but more a chain of adverts, they were the Martini adverts with Joan Collins and Leonard Bosita, the dude who played Rigsby in Rising Damp. And it always used to end with Joan Collins getting a martini chucked over her. Yeah, I remember them. And then there was the Gold Blend couple. And that was quite a saga, that. And people used to look forward to the next Gold Blend advert. So much so that it would be in the papers and they'd be like, the next Gold Blend advert is going to air for the first time in the break off Coronation Street. So people would actually be glued to their sets during the break in Coronation Street or whatever programme it was, just to watch that advert. So yeah, adverts back then were pretty powerful, and I think, I don't know, the reason for that is, well, for a start, there was no online shopping. A lot of people now, they do the shopping online. Well, I think most people do the shopping online, definitely most younger people. And if you want something, you'll search online, you'll search, I don't know, Amazon, eBay, or loads of different stores. Find your item, read the reviews. If they're good reviews, you'll buy it. But back then, it was TV. TV showed you stuff, and you would see those adverts and see how cool those things looked, and then decide to buy it. And the adverts were always themed, because Christmas was just full of toy adverts. Back mid-November, beginning of December, almost every advert was just for a game or a kid's toy. And then soon as Christmas was over and it started heading towards spring and summer, you would get all the Thomas Cook adverts on and stuff like that. And it was holiday advert, holiday advert, holiday advert. And another advert I've just thought of, the Nimble bread advert, the one with the lady in the balloon. And I think there was one where she was dangling on the balloon in a harness, and that was cool. I like Nimble bread adverts, and I also like the song. And there were many older adverts that had some quite famous people singing the songs for the adverts, or the jingles, or whatever you'd want to call it. What about the car advert? Was it the Chrysler Sunbeam? And I think Petula Clark sang the song. I think that's right. I'm just going off memory here, I could be wrong. But quite a few adverts had famous people singing the songs for them. And as well as the adverts, if you're old enough to remember, raise your hand and tell me you remember the public information films that were on the TV. There was one about a burst pipe when the whole family and the kids had to run around the house turning everything off. And there was one about if there's a gas leak, don't turn on any switches. And that one ended rather ominously with somebody going for a light switch. So there were quite a few of them. And the most terrifying advert or public information film for me as a kid was The Spirit of Dark and Lonely Water, about the children playing near the water in a quarry, and this horrible hooded figure like the Grim Reaper walks up to them. And it says in a creepy, ominous voice, "I am the spirit of dark and lonely water," or something like that. Yeah, that was pretty darn terrifying for little kids. So one of my favourite sets of adverts was the Charlie the Cat, or the Charlie Says advert. So if you remember the little boy and Charlie the Cat, and they were geared specific towards children, all teaching you safety. And then there was the similar adverts but geared at adults, with the couple Joe and Petunia, if you remember them. And what about the advert about swimming? I can't remember how the whole thing went, but there was one line in it. What he really meant was he couldn't swim. Meet Mike, he swims like a fish, and there was a fairy godmother in it. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little trip down memory lane, and I hope it gave you some good memories of old adverts. If you can think of any more that I haven't mentioned, I'm sure there's loads and loads and loads, feel free to mention them in the comments, and I'll let you know if I remember them as well. So for now, I am going to close this video, and I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a like and a comment, and please subscribe, and I shall see you all very soon in the next video. Goodbye.